I wanted to open the show talking about Conference Championship weekend. Obviously, there's no Houston Texans. It's going to be in the AFC, the Kansas City Chiefs and Baltimore Ravens. In the NFC, it's going to be the Detroit Lions and the San Francisco 49ers. I've been having a lot of fun over the last couple of days trolling Ravens fans. It's all I have. And it's been helping with our social numbers. If you say something that you don't 100% believe in, you just drop a big old fart on the internet and just let it waft all over and drive people insane. That's how you become a star. So I'm going to try to do this with something I heard from Lamar Jackson talking about this upcoming matchup with Patrick Mahomes.
I don't like competing against him at all. But yeah, I mean, he's a great quarterback. Definitely a Hall of Famer. It's not even it's a no-brainer. He's definitely a Hall of Famer. But it's just, I believe it's just two greats, up-and-coming greats, just going toe-to-toe. You know, like a heavyweight fight, heavyweight matchup. That's just what I see.
Lamar Jackson doesn't even want to compete against Patrick Mahomes? I mean, pathetic. Soft. Now, if you're watching on our ESPN Houston channel, I'm about to put on a prop. I've been told by my friends that these sunglasses make me look like I'm a Make America Great Again guy. And I think if I continue this take, roasting Lamar Jackson, and then post this on social media later, we're going to get the necessary clicks and views to make this show the afternoon show. Now, let's start, okay? I'm going to get in character. I can't believe this Lamar Jackson guy. I mean, you know, when Bill Polian said that he should play wide receiver or running back, I 100% believe him. This man don't have the compete level of someone like a Nathan Peterman. He don't have the compete level of Brock Osweiler. This is the kind of guy that ain't no A.J. McCarron. This man don't want to play. This man don't want to ball. And that means on Sunday, he's going to fall. So there you go. We're cosplaying here. Sean Mapes, grade that. Grade my anti-Lamar Jackson take. Add a little Southern twang to it. I've got the Make America Great Again looking sunglasses on as well. You know, I look like I'm effusing racism. I should have worn a Celtics jersey to really like get into the character for it. What do you think?
The Sonics jersey and then also doing a Southern voice, I think will throw some people.
Right. But we're just gonna put it on social media and we're gonna see what Ravens fans do because they've been on my ass over the last couple of days.
Oh yeah, because you think he sucks, yeah.
I don't think Lamar Jackson sucks, but now I feel like I'm just gonna lean into it, even though I love Lamar Jackson. He's been one of my favorite players since he was playing at
Yeah, I do wonder what if the Chiefs win, what the Lamar Jackson narrative is going to be, because
it's coming too. And it's unfortunate because Mahomes just beats everybody.
Yeah, or is he going to get the Josh Allen, I still think he's better than Patrick Mahomes love that Josh Allen sometimes gets?
I mean, from some people he might, but if he was... This would it be if he was going up against, let's be honest, because there is definitely a racial component to the most dedicated Lamar Jackson supporters, right? I think there is. And hey, whatever. I like Lamar Jackson, truly. But if it was Lamar Jackson losing to Josh Allen or something like that, like, yeah, I think there would be more of a pushback. Where with Mahomes, everyone's just like, yeah, he's the GOAT.
Yeah. I mean, or at least he's the GOAT right now. You know, respect Tom Brady, Paul.
Well, that's true. But the funny thing about the word GOAT, Sean, is that greatest of all time.
Yeah, everyone's the GOAT.
Actually just means greatest at this minute right now.
Or no, it doesn't even mean that. It just means I like this person. Right. It just means, Paul George, one of the GOATs.
And it used to mean that you sucked. If you were the GOAT, you were the reason a team lost. It's funny how that has just transformed over the last, honestly, like 20 years or so. Yeah, Growing up, GOAT was you effed up, bro.
It is funny that It's just an acronym. Like
Yeah.
it is just an acronym
That's it.
like, all right, I guess I don't think acronyms are ones you pronounce. I forgot what the word is for the acronyms that you pronounce. But anyway, yeah, it is such a weird thing that now I feel like it's kind of died down. I feel like a few years ago, it was all GOAT this, GOAT that.
Yes.
Especially, I guess it was just when Tom Brady was really in the mix, where it was just all GOAT, put a GOAT head on Tom Brady's body, just...
Have a picture of Tom Brady modeling, holding a goat.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Man, that picture's over the top of my bed.
Also,
What?
when LeBron was making the finals, I feel like we got a lot of GOAT stuff out
A lot of
that.
him, right.
Yeah. So
And Michael Jordan, not called the GOAT that much, but these days, Tom Brady and LeBron get called GOAT the most.
Yeah. I think Jordan still gets it.
But it's not as much as he would have had Michael Jordan come up during this.
Oh,
era.
yeah. He just never gets. I mean, he doesn't win it. He hasn't won a basketball game in 20
Unbelievable.
years.
Right. Great point. Great
Loser.
point. It is the most interactive sports talk show in Houston. Morris Ramirez asks, what's up with the Sonics jersey? Sorry, I identify as Gary Payton, and the Rockets sucked last night. So I'm wearing solidarity with the PNW today because the PNW took our beloved Rockets down. And, sometimes you just got to give a shout out to the Pacific Northwest.
I know you weren't there when the Sonics were in Seattle, famously. 'Cause
Correct.
You were only there like 2 years ago.
2 years, yes.
Is there a Blazers-Sonics rivalry?
Yes.
Okay.
But it's not an intense one because the Blazers have largely sucked for most of their history.
And the Sonics haven't existed for 15 years.
Exactly. I think if it came back, it would be
Okay.
good, but I
was-
don't think it would be great. Because I think for Rockets fans, like Rockets Sonics in the playoffs, Rockets Jazz.
Yeah.
For the Sonics, it's Sonics Jazz. What a surprise. It's almost always the Jazz, the Lakers for every single team in the Western Conference.
Yeah, I mean, basketball rivalries are more about who you play.
Right.
And specifically at a specific time, who you play. So that's why I was wondering if, like, there was a lot of Blazers fans. Like, when the Sonics left Seattle, are there
People
some
just stop
Blazers
caring
fans?
about
Okay.
basketball altogether, right? So that's the way that it goes.
Okay.
But with conference championship this weekend, I have a question for you guys on the most interactive sports talk show in Houston. 713-780-3776 to call in, to text in. Also, ESPN Houston on YouTube. What bandwagon are you jumping on this weekend as somebody living in Houston? Hopefully a Houston Texans fan. What bandwagon are you jumping on? I got to say, I've said this before, I'll continue to say it. Bandwagoning should not be shamed the way that it is in sports. It shouldn't. Now, if you're doing it a lot, I can understand somebody calling out your character or something like that. But professional sports teams are corporations, sometimes run by bozo billionaires. If that corporation or product sucks, you're supposed to remain blindly loyal to it? I mean, it would be like driving a car that constantly has recalls and saying, no, I'm just going to keep on buying this car. And then next thing you know, you're driving, all of a sudden, oh no, honey, we're driving off a cliff, and the whole family's dead, But you were loyal. And it's funny that today that we have so many people that get mad at people who choose to jump on another team's bandwagon. I mean, don't 50% of marriages end in divorce? So you're willing to leave your wife and possibly ruin your kids' lives, but the New York Jets, you're not going to leave them. Just think about it from those two perspectives. And I think it'll give you a whole new way to look at the idea of bandwagoning. And look, you can bet on sports. Some people do to keep their interest. MyBookie.ag, promo code BET975. How about that? Nice plug. If you ever want to gamble on sports. But for me, I like to pick a team to root for. Even if there are just 4 teams left and I have reasons to maybe not like any of them. So what bandwagon am I jumping on? The easy one for all of us is the Detroit Lions. The Lions have had a miserable existence. Their fans don't even know what they're doing with their hands being in the playoffs this far. I heard somebody, an NFL reporter who went to go watch a Lions game with a Lions fan, NFL reporter. They watched it at a bar, and Lions fans just kept on chanting playoffs because they didn't know what to do. Like, they're very cute and adorable, Lions fans. So you want Lions fans to win. That is the easy choice. But I would say that of all of the entities in these playoffs, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, juggernaut. Lamar Jackson, but also the Ravens defense. And Kyle Shanahan and all those 49ers weapons, they're probably the ones that of the four that are likely to win the Super Bowl right now, the least likely. But the other three aren't exactly the most fun teams to choose. If you choose the Chiefs, you're cheating. You can't jump on the Chiefs bandwagon at this point. You better have already done it.
You have to be a Texas Tech grad, I think.
Yeah, that's a great point, Sean.
Or a Taylor Swift fan.
That, I guess, you can also add in. Look, there are a lot more Chiefs fans now because of Taylor Swift. Yeah. That's true. Yeah. So if you identify as a Swiftie, or if you want to be like the Swifties, I mean, you could jump on the Chiefs bandwagon. Then you've got the Baltimore Ravens. I'll be honest, I want to jump on the Ravens bandwagon, but there's too much bad blood between my Patriots and the Ravens from back in the day for me to do it, even though I like Lamar Jackson. And on top of that, there's too many Ravens fans in my mentions that don't understand that I'm kind of messing around by saying, like, C.J. Stroud actually was a better passer than Lamar Jackson on Saturday. But, I mean, he did throw for more yards, like 50 more yards. Lamar Jackson ran for 100 yards. Maybe you should play another position.
No sacks either.
That's true. Lamar Jackson, 3 sacks.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Do some running, buddy.
Couldn't even adjust to DeMeco Ryans' blitzes, which were every single play. Huh. What would Patrick Mahomes do? What would Tom Brady do? Interesting.
What would Josh Allen do?
Great point. Now, one last thing. One last team. The San Francisco 49ers. Here's why I don't want to jump on the 49ers bandwagon. 49ers fans are sneakily the worst. Now, I know this having lived on the West Coast for a little bit of time, going back to me wearing this Supersonics jersey right now. San Francisco 49ers fans are low-key a-holes. They are. But the problem is, they have been so bad for much of the last 20 years that they've become very, very quiet. A little blip on the radar with the Jim Harbaugh years, right? And now, very quiet because they're going to Super Bowls with Jimmy Garoppolo. They're hoping for Brock Purdy's to lead them all the way. Like, they're quiet. But 49ers are very, very underrated, the worst. So, in terms of bandwagons to jump on, I believe, Sean Mapes, you will also be jumping on the Lions bandwagon, right?
Yeah, they're the easiest one to jump on because they're just not just historic underdogs, but it feels like underdogs of the 4 teams remaining here in 2024.
Yes, 100%. So, 1, Lions. Easy to number 1 choice.
Dan Campbell.
Number 2, I don't want to do it, but number 2, Ravens. 3, 49ers. 4, Chiefs. Because the Chiefs is cheating.
Yeah, I mean, you'll probably hate this, but they're kind of in the Patriots zone in whichever one of the Patriots runs you want to choose, where they've made 6 straight AFC title games. The Patriots obviously made 8, I want to say, towards the tail end of Brady's time there. So they're in that point of like, yeah, they're always here. I would just like it to be someone else's turn.
Yeah.
I don't distinctly dislike the Chiefs. It's just, I don't know, give me Lamar.
What bandwagon are you jumping on? What bandwagon you jumping on for conference championship weekend in the NFL? Some comments on our YouTube channel at ESPN Houston. Ev HTX says the Lions, because they're the king of the jungle. He believes that Ravens are a nasty bird. Now, Ravens are very smart. I don't know how many people have seen videos of ravens, and I don't know what the difference between a raven and a crow is, but I've seen videos where ravens have gotten 2 cats to fight one another just by flying in a circle and nipping one on the tail and then nipping the other on the tail. I mean, it's brilliant stuff.
Yeah, there's the stories of ravens picking up like nuts that are hard to crack, flying them over a road and dropping it and letting cars drive over it to crack the nuts.
Ballsy.
Yeah. Also, for the animal kingdom, pretty genius stuff.
Yeah. honestly, of all of the mascots left, if you're, someone who picks based off of that, if you pick Chiefs, I mean, you're racist.
Yeah.
You
Paint
can't
your
do
kid,
that.
or paint your face like
Right.
that little kid.
Even me, I'm 1% Micmac Indian. That's an Algonquin tribe that is from Prince Edward Island. When my family, my ancestors helped settle Prince Edward Island back in the 1500s or 1600s, yeah, may have been a little controversial marriages going on. Listen, you can't control the past, but the 49ers, every 49er for the most part, people that rushed out to the West Coast in search of gold, was a loser. Definitively was a loser. No one struck gold. No one. And the people who did strike gold while they were doing their prospecting and stuff, they were going to have somebody probably cap them in the back of the head, and then a railroad would steal their land. Yeah. And next thing you know, everybody was out there destitute, just working on the railroad all the live long day.
It's a good song. I just put it together, or I'm still kind of working on it, but was panning for gold in the 1849ers, was that basically the equivalent of cryptocurrency in 2020
Yes.
and 2021? Isn't that the same thing?
Exact same thing, except for
you actually had to move.
You had to move thousands of miles west, and
you might get Donner partied. Yeah,
you either could get dysentery or killed by Comanches on the way. So you did all this to get out to the west, only to find no gold. I'll give them credit; they tried hard.
Yeah, they definitely have more dog in them than crypto guys. But yeah, okay.
And if we're talking about lions too, male lions, I mean, low key suck because they don't do anything. They're lazy,
misogynist,
100% misogynist. Yeah. All right, so who are you jumping on? A texter says, this is Hawk Lee Dan. I'm jumping on the Lions bandwagon because they've been in the basement for so many years. I would love to see those terrible owners lift up the trophy and say, this one's for Barry. Well, better them say that than what their ancestor or great-grandfather, the original Ford, would say. Do you know who he would dedicate
Henry
the trophy
Ford?
to?
Oh, I know he was a big fan of some certain.
He was
certain dictators in the.
He was a massive fan of Hitler and wrote an anti-Jewish piece of propaganda that he did not sign by his name in the 1930s. It's really funny how so many car corporations are either ex-Nazi or have some real Nazi sympathizing
or loved them.
Right.
or they either made cars for Nazis or they idolized them.
Exactly. Right.
Or they're Japanese cars.
Hitler had a giant portrait of Henry Ford in his Munich office. I'm not kidding. That is historical fact. Another texter, go Ravens. I'd rather listen to John McClane's podcast than see Taylor Swift, Brittany Mahomes, and Jackson Mahomes during the Super Bowl.
You know what? That touches on a good point. The second part does is the you have to keep in mind the Super Bowl week, the lead up week, and all the stories from that. I think I would prefer. I'd prefer anything over. Oh my God, is Taylor Swift going to be at the game? Oh my God, what is not interested.
Yeah.
I think the Ravens would have to be the AFC choice based on that alone.
I agree.
And then same thing in the NFC, or a different version of the same thing in the NFC, where I'd rather it be, hey, Lions, and just have different Lions fans crying on camera about how much it means to them, as opposed to, does this mean Brock Purdy is awesome? All the haters said Brock Purdy couldn't do it. Now look at him. That week is going to suck.
More texts about what bandwagons people are jumping on from the 832. The Lions, a girl I'm trying to hook up with is a diehard Detroit fan. Smart play.
Great.
And
That's
you're right. They have no idea what to do with their hands. That is TMI, sir. That is TMI.
But that's the best reason we've gotten so far.
He says they have a fight song, so I agree. From the 618, I bandwagon the Ravens. I like rooting for the team that beats my team. Makes me feel better for some reason. I actually hate that, but I understand that line of thinking. You're not alone in thinking that way. I hate that line of thinking.
Yeah, not for me, but I get it.
It'd be like rooting for the Mongols after they just destroyed your village. Be like, I hope this empire keeps going. You know, the Nazis just overran our village. You know what? Let's see how much further it goes. Obviously, there's violence versus playing a game, but I don't get it.
I hope we got beat by winners. I hope we got conquered by winners.
Right. Post-Revolutionary War in an alternative universe where the English win. You know, I hope that the English get their manifest destiny. You know, I can't wait to drink tea, like for my ancestors to drink tea hundreds of years from now, like little bitches.
I mean, a lot of Native American talk on this segment, but I don't think
a lot of history.
I don't think they were rooting for. I don't think they were rooting for the settlers.
Definitely not.
Afterwards, I don't think they were.
Definitely not. 100%.